Hey guys! This isn't beer because after the incident I'm legally not allowed to drink alcohol anymore, so, they told me what I did was a felony. So this is ginger ale. Let's get into the story. Okay, so this happened last September. This is probably one of the more, wild stories of my concussions. Basically, on that day, my mom was not feeling good. She wasn't feeling good for a couple of days, so we assumed it was because of her chemo. So then I'm like, I'll bring you. I'll drive you to the hospital. Holy, this is really warm. So she's getting ready, and I'm basically ready, but I'm like, I should grab a snack. A few days earlier, I had gotten this bar, health kind of bar, but I think I could sue them. You gotta listen to the story, okay? I don't know if I would win. In this bar, it's basically things that are just all organic and no preservatives. That's their whole thing that they promote. So I'm like, fantastic, lovely. I think there was 4 ingredients. There was eggs, dates, peanuts, peanut butter, and something else. None of these things I'm allergic to at all. I remember I had one of these bars before, and I didn't feel very good when I ate it the prior time, but I didn't eat the whole thing because I didn't really like it. Even just the taste, and it made me feel nauseous. And then I had kind of forgotten about it. That's why I bought them again. So I had eaten one the night before this happened as well, and I had only eaten half of it because I started to feel nauseous again. I'm just it just doesn't taste that good. So then I was I'm eating this one this morning. I'm like, I paid for this, I'm gonna eat the whole thing. So I'm eating it. Even as I was eating it, I already started not feeling good, but I'm just I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna truck through this. Soldiers. So I ate the whole thing, shoved it down my pie hole. My mom gets ready. We're on our way. I start feeling a little worse. A little not good in the tummy. Okay, and around that time, it was around maybe moderate pain. It wasn't terrible or anything, otherwise I would have stopped driving. But I didn't say anything because I'm whatever kind of pain I'm feeling right now, I bet my mom is having more pain, because she has chemo. We're driving and I'm just I specifically remember that song, the one that goes won't you kiss me on the mouth and love me like a sailor, and when you get there, love me what's the flavor. I imagine that ginger ale tastes like what battery acid would taste like, but just a little diluted. I kind of wish it was the real thing. So we're going, I remember that song, and now every time I hear that song, I'm just I feel nauseous. So we get there, we park. Specifically on this day, I was wearing short shorts and a long sleeve shirt. So we get in, we're walking, and I'm just I need to sit down. I need to sit down right now. So she goes and checks in, and I sit down right away. There's a giant fish tank. It's connected to the ceiling, and it's a kind of cylinder type of thing, and there's these fish swimming around. There was this one particular fish that just kept swimming into the wall. Bonk, bonk. I'm dumbass. Anyway, so she gets all checked in. She sits down. Maybe 5 minutes later, they call her back. So that's when things start really ramping up, okay? I start to really not feel good. Really, it went from moderate to severe, super fast. When you're about to throw up and you have to swallow a bunch, and you get you're shaky, sweaty, even though you're cold. I knew I was gonna throw up, but I just did. I'm scanning my surroundings, and they had a sink. They had a sink in the lobby area. People with chemo have sometimes vomit a lot. I'm waiting until right before, and it was maybe 10 yards away from me, so I would kind of have to make a sprint. Okay, so there was this lady who was kind of between me and the sink, sitting in a chair. She came in with another woman, and the other woman went to her appointment, and she stayed there in the waiting room, and she was sitting 5 yards away from me. I'm increasingly getting it's painful. The amount of pain was getting severe pain in my stomach, but also my whole body just felt it was in a lot of pain. So I'm waiting, and I didn't know what to do. I'm just should I go ask for help, or should I my mom comes back maybe 10 minutes later. It was a pretty short amount of time, and by that point, almost when she was coming back, it was just almost unbearable. I just couldn't. I'm just so she comes back, and I'm I don't feel good. Because I'm I need to tell someone now. And I just wanted to get to a bathroom so I could barf in a toilet or something. And so I'm I don't feel good. I'm do you know where the bathroom is? She's she's looking around. But the lady that was sitting down, she's oh, if you go around this corner, then it's to the right or something. So I get up. Should not have done that. I was in excruciating pain, and my whole body just felt it was malfunctioning. So I'm walking, and I get maybe 10 steps. The next thing I know, I'm waking up on the floor. I had passed out. I was out cold for multiple minutes, they said, but I remember nothing about falling. I literally just remember walking and then waking up on the ground. Oh yeah, gotta let me some battery acid. So when I woke up, there was about 6 or 7 people over me. 2 people on either side. A lady that was holding my legs up in the air. And then there was a lady that was like holding my head in her lap. I was a little scared. And so apparently what had happened was when I fainted, there was like a little counter and then like a basket full of hats for people when they're going through chemo, they lose their hair and they want to wear a hat. My mom said I tried to reach out when I was falling to like grab the counter. I have no recollection of this. I grabbed the bucket instead and it just went flying. Hats everywhere. And that's the one thing that I feel like I feel so bad. I had no idea that I was even I had no recollection of like reaching out to grab it. And like I just always imagine that there's like someone who's like that they just wanted to get a hat. They just wanted to they're going through something really hard and they're just like, I just need a little something nice. I just need a little hat. And then I just yeeted them everywhere. Like it's almost just like someone told me that and I'm just like, and I took that personally. I took no hat for you. I felt so bad about these hats. So they're like, my mom is like, oh my gosh, please help her. Freaking out. Like once I woke up, like even after like multiple minutes, because like there was nothing. No dreams. I start coming to it and the lady that was sitting down like 5 yards away from me, she was checking my pulse, doing all of this stuff. I assumed that she might be like a nurse or something. And then I remember her saying, oh, the color's coming back to her face. Ma'am, look at my face. Look at my face. There's no color to begin with. This is paper white, okay? What do you mean there's color coming back to my face? So I just kind of like lay there for a while, like still kind of just like disoriented. And then I'm like, why is this lady holding my legs up in the air? Which I knew it was like, that's what you're supposed to do when someone faints. But I'm just like, ma'am, I have short shorts on right now. This isn't a free show. Okay, like if you gotta pay for that. So then I like try to get up like rather quickly or at least just like sit up because for that specific reason. So then I sit up, they bring me a wheelchair because they wanted me to go to the emergency room. All right, I had to change because I was getting warm. I think in almost every video, I've either put my hair up or changed because I got too warm. So then they bring out a doctor, an oncologist, because we were specifically in the oncology department. He's like asking what happened and he's asking what time I had my chemo at. My mom's like, oh no, like she's not the patient, like we don't know why she collapsed. Then he's just like, well, she seems to be okay. And then he's just like, okay. And then he left. No checks or anything. And I'm like, alrighty. But I genuinely felt fine at that point. So then they put me in a wheelchair and they're like, we're gonna bring you to the emergency department. And we get there and I'm like, I just wanted to go home at that point. The nurse was like explaining to the guy like what happened. And then they're just like, do you want to be checked in? I'm just like, I think I feel okay now. And I felt like a little bit nauseous, maybe like 3 out of 10 on a scale of nausea. I just kind of wanted to go to the bathroom and just maybe sit there for a few minutes. So that's what I did. And then after that, I'm just like, I just want to sit down or like lay down, like go home. And my mom actually went to go get the car. And then she came around like to pick me up by the doors. And I'm just like, I'm supposed to be driving you. I'm like, no. The reason that she felt sick was, I don't remember if we learned it that day, but the chemo was causing diverticulitis. So she had to get a surgery to kind of fix that. So the moment I sit in the car, holy balls, my butt hurt so bad. It was almost like I couldn't sit. And I was just sitting like 5 minutes prior and I didn't feel anything. I'm like trying to sit on my other butt cheek. So then we get home, I sit on the couch. I make a singular TikTok. And then I was waiting for Evan because I had told her, I'm like, when is your lunch break? I'm like, need to tell you what happened. So she's like, okay. And then I FaceTime her and I'm explaining everything that happened. And then after that, right when I got off the call, I had rolled up my sleeves and I had noticed this bruise on my forearm. And it was like a weird bruise. I have a picture of it, I'll show you. So I had fallen on my left side. So that my left butt cheek is the one that hurt. But I'm not drunk. I swear this is ginger ale. Okay. And then I took a picture and I sent it to her right away. I'm just like, look at this. She's like, oh my gosh, it's pretty. Like, Ev, okay, I guess. I mean, it was kind of like a cool design. Basically, when I had fallen, so like where the chairs were, it was all carpeted. And then after like walking 10 feet, it was just solid like marble flooring. So I just smacked my head like just hard marble flooring. I got checked out by my cousin again. Every time I have some kind of medical problem, I'm just going to my cousin, guys. It's free. She's like, yeah. she told me I had a concussion. And she checked my head for like if there was like bleeding and things like that. But I guess it was fine. After that, I developed some pretty large bruises and it hurt to sit for a very long time. What it was I had passed out from pain, which I knew. When I woke up, I knew I had passed out from pain, which I had never done before. And I knew it was from the bar. That was the third time that I had felt bad, and I had never eaten one in its entirety. We actually dug it out of the trash. We dug the wrapper just in case we would need to like send it in and like tell people there was like a bad batch. But I think that the whole company is a bad batch. And I've always kind of wondered, like, how could you have no preservatives? Like, sometimes you need preservatives in food. So actually, when we were heading back, like, so we went to the ER, and then when we were walking back, we sat down first because, like, I needed to sit down, like, in between. I'm like, can we sue them? That was, like, the first thing I'm just like, can we get money for this? It was on video too because it was at a hospital, so I'm sure that they had like surveillance and stuff. I'm 100% sure it was from the bar. 100% sure. But I don't know how I could like prove that. Okay, it was an RX bar. It was an RX bar. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to say that. So then I was talking to my dad about it maybe like a week later, and he said that he had one of those before too, and he felt bad when he ate them. And he's not allergic to anything that was in it either. And he actually had tried a different one than the one that I had. RX bars, you need to do better because that was not a fun experience. Okay, so yeah, that was that concussion story. But anyway. But I guarantee you, if I were to try one of those bars again, I think the same exact thing would happen. I think there's something wrong with the way that they're making it, or it's just that the fact that they have no preservatives in it, because literally sometimes you do need preservatives. Because I mean, how could you put eggs in a bar and it's not cooked, there's no preservatives in it, it just stays fine? Anyway, let me know if I can sue. I mean, it was kind of a while ago now. I think you can't unless like you have continual issues or something from it, which I mean, I'm dumb. It made me more dumb. But yeah, okay, bye.